Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on this episode of The Kitchen. And as it is the beginning of our new year here, January 2024, I wanted to review some things that I typically review each January as we kind of head into this, like, I'm gonna get healthy phase. And I like to do it in the kitchen series because a lot of it has to do with nutrition. And we don't think that. We think, well, maybe we do, but sometimes we think, I'm gonna do this new, 4 to 6 week fitness plan. I got signed up for it. It's a challenge, and me and a bunch of my friends are gonna do it, and we're gonna drop 30 pounds. It's gonna be great. And, usually what happens there is that you put yourself at risk for injury because since Thanksgiving-ish, we probably have been sitting around and, eating a little bit more than usual, skipping workouts more than usual, being a little bit more sedentary, being a little bit more stressed out. And all of those things contribute to like poor health habits or suboptimal health habits. And now in the dark and the cold, we should have waited until the sun went down at 3:30. No, it's maybe 4. Big difference, right? So now it's cold and it's dark, and we're gonna try to reverse all of that by being all gung-ho. So what I wanted to address is, how do we become a healthier version of ourselves that's sustainable so that we don't find ourselves each January back in the same spot or even in a bigger hole than we had, we were in last January, right? So how do we do that? How do we make sustainable changes if we're not going to be all in? Like, I know some people are always like, Anne, I got to be all in or I just can't do it, right? I just lose focus. That's right. Okay, so we talk about this all or nothing mentality, and so sometimes we need the shiny new object to get us going. It's exciting, it's interesting, right? Or we're like, forget it, I missed my workout, I ate cake, I'm not gonna do it, forget it, it's over, I'm out, resolution finished, right? So it's either all or nothing. And so black or white, one or two, like it doesn't work that way. There are things and lots of things in between those two options. And that's really what we wanna look at if we wanna develop some success in anything that we do. And a lot of what I do in my coaching is to look at when I coach my athletes, what are we working on? Because it's a very magnified version of the rest of us, what the rest of us need to be doing. And it's just super magnified, okay? And what I see in the athlete population is the consistency when it's not exciting, when it's just the basic standard stuff, like showing up, doing the full amount of training, eating what you're supposed to, sleeping the amount of hours that you're supposed to. It's not the like, here we go, it's a new block and we get to do speed work and we get to do all these fun things and we're racing, and that is, maybe 5 or 10%. And if we talk about like non-athlete world, that's our shiny object, right? We're all drawn to that shiny object, and we're excited, and that keeps our focus. And in order for us to have sustainable habits, you can't have shiny new distracting you all the time. It just doesn't work. You won't get anywhere. You're always on to the next thing, and you don't create sustainable habits. So the way to really help yourself out this January is to focus on how to be engaged and enthused in the most mundane activities you can possibly see, okay? When you can keep yourself disciplined and stay engaged and follow through with details, showing up on time, not cutting corners through the most boring and mundane pieces of it, you will build a very solid foundation from which to work, so that when you do get those shiny sparkles coming at you, you have a baseline to crush those goals, and you can manage ebbs and flows. You work on the consistency. Simple consistency equals excellence. Okay, so please, nobody go out there and join these crazy if you're in shape and you're ready to do it and you're gonna crush goals, get it done. But if you've been sitting around and you've got a lot of weight on you and your muscles are tight and your joints are achy and you go out and join like the equivalent of like CrossFit, you're probably gonna wind up injured. So don't do that. Go slow. You can join CrossFit, but don't go in. And for those of you who are in shape, go ahead, go join CrossFit. It's totally fine. Go appropriately for what it is. Try to stay away from those shiny new things. Try to start off from all the restriction and elimination diets, like I'm never gonna eat cake or sugar or cookies or any of that stuff for the month of January, because it's likely gonna backfire and you're gonna wind up eating a ton of it, and then you're gonna be like, ugh, I can't even get this done. It's not reasonable. So whatever you're doing, adding water to your day, setting a bedtime for yourself, getting your fitness and your workouts in, eliminating things that are taking you further away from your goals, like high calorie foods that don't contribute nutrients. That's the key phrase there. Okay. If those are the things that we want to be doing, focus on your basics, focus on the simplicity. All right. So kind of takes place in the kitchen because it's all or nothing, and a lot of times we do that with these with diets and things like that. But as you know, everything in my world takes place in the kitchen. Could be big decisions about, buildings. It doesn't have to do with food. Everything works in the kitchen. So thank you for joining me. If you have any questions about any of your January decisions or you're not really sure about it, drop me a message. Happy to help out.